Hello, this is a very short video summarizing some of the most important concepts in the first section of the child development course, which incorporates just chapter 1 in the textbook and the lecture notes and PowerPoint slides that go with chapter 1. It's an introductory discussion, and again, these videos that I record for each of the sections are very short summaries and by no means are a replacement for reviewing the text and the PowerPoint lectures. Child development is the pattern of change that begins at conception and continues through the lifespan. And as we discuss child development in this course, we will look at it by emphasizing 3 specific processes that affect the lives of children: their physical development, their cognitive development, and their socio-emotional development. Physical development is obvious. It's their physical growth and physical health and its impact on their life. Their cognitive development refers to essentially the development of their brain power and their ability to think about the world that they live in, interact with it in increasingly sophisticated ways as the brain grows and as they mature. Socio-emotional development is heavily influenced by the environment in which children live, and we'll be discussing that in great detail as we go along. As we progress in the course, we review these 3 processes according to the specific periods in children's lives: the prenatal period, the infancy, the early childhood years, the middle childhood years, and for that we're looking at the elementary school years, and of course adolescence. In chapter 1, you'll be introduced to several different issues that underlie all discussion about child development. The first is one that you're certain to be familiar with if you've taken a psychology course, if you've taken Psych 101, and that's nature versus nurture. This is the issue regarding whether development is primarily influenced by nature, the genetic makeup of the child, what the genes they inherited from their biological parents, or nurturing the environment in which children grow up within their family, their relationship with their parents, as well as the outside community, the schools that they attend, etc. Very important, comes up again and again as we discuss the development of children. The second important issue in development is continuity and discontinuity. This issue regards whether development involves gradual cumulative change, which is considered continuity, or distinct changes or discontinuity. When you read about the work of the psychologist Piaget, who developed a framework for understanding child cognition, you'll get a sense of whether or not of how his concepts fit into this discussion, because he identified very specific stages, assigned 8 specific ages to those 4 stages, and it looks very much like his work reflects discontinuity, but you'll also read about alternative discussions about his work that suggest that his framework might have been too rigid in that regard. So that reflects a discussion about continuity versus discontinuity. So you'll read about that continuously throughout the course, focusing in the chapters on the cognitive development of children. It'll be focused in the chapters on cognitive development. The third major, third and last development issue that you'll be introduced to in chapter 1 is early and later experience. The issue of the degree to which early experiences or later experiences are key determinants of the child's development. One quick example of an issue that falls into this area is the relationship and the attachment that infants have with their mother. If the attachment is not a strong one, there is a belief that would have an impact much later in life. And that's one example of a discussion relevant to early versus later experience. Later in the chapter, you'll be introduced to summaries of some of the work of some key psychologists that underlie all consideration of child development. Sigmund Freud and his psychoanalytic approach, Erik Erikson, who identified 8 stages of development, the first 5 of which affect the development of children. The psychologists Piaget and Vygotsky, who have different takes, different approaches to the cognitive development of children, and some additional consideration. Pavlov, B.F. Skinner, and his conditioning will be introduced briefly in the chapter. And then finally, there's a discussion of basic research methods and concepts, and that'll be helpful as you think about your research projects that you'll be focused on later in the semester. So again, that is a very short summary of key issues in the first section of the course. By no means is it is this discussion a replacement for careful review of the textbook. Read the chapter, review the slides. Don't forget to look at the lecture notes, which are underlie every. There are lecture notes underlying almost every slide. Read the lecture notes in the notes page so that you can see those, and watch the videos. Although I'm not going to ask you test questions about the videos, they are often very useful in further explaining some of the key concepts. And sometimes you have to watch the video in order to answer one of the essay questions in the essay assignments. So again, quick summary of chapter 1. I hope you find it interesting, and certainly if you have any questions about it, you know how to reach me. Very good. Thanks very much.